2017, scientists aim cosmic ray detectors at the Great Pyramid. They're expecting nothing, just solid stone. Then the readings spike. There's a void, massive, the size of a passenger jet, hidden for 4,500 years, sealed, untouched. And here's the crazy part. Nobody's been inside. Not archaeologists, not robots, nobody. For decades, textbooks told us pyramids were simple tombs, case closed. But modern technology just revealed something that wasn't supposed to be there. A 100-foot void hanging above the Grand Gallery. And when experts tried to explain it, they couldn't. This is the greatest mystery in archaeology right now. And the story? It starts way before you think.
Before we dive into that hidden chamber, you need to understand something. Everything you learned about pyramids in school, half the story. Most people think Egypt has 3 pyramids. Wrong. Over 130. And that's just Egypt. In Sudan, ancient Nubia, there are 180 more, smaller ones, built 1,000 years after Giza. So where did this obsession start? With something called a mastaba, basically a rectangular stone platform over a burial chamber. Picture a really expensive speed bump in the desert. That was it. Then around 2650 BC, a guy named Imhotep shows up. Yeah, the one from the mummy movies. He's the architect for Pharaoh Djoser, and he has this wild idea. What if we stack 6 mastabas on top of each other? That's it. No aliens, no lost technology, just one genius architect who said, let's go vertical. The step pyramid at Saqqara, first one ever built. And here's the kicker. Imhotep became so legendary that Egyptians later worshipped him as a god. Not because he had superpowers, because he figured out how to build something that would literally last forever. And that was just the beginning. But the step pyramid? Just the prototype. The real game changer came with Pharaoh Sneferu, Khufu's dad. And this guy was the Elon Musk of ancient Egypt, obsessed with innovation, totally fine with failure. Sneferu built 3 pyramids. 3. The first one, the Meidum Pyramid, basically collapsed into a pile of rubble. Failure number 1. The second one, the Bent Pyramid, they had to change the angle halfway up because it was about to cave in. You can still see it today. It looks broken, bent, like someone gave up mid-construction. But the third one, the Red Pyramid, that's where they cracked the code. Perfect angle, perfect structure, no collapses, no bending, and it paved the way for what came next. The big one, the one everyone knows, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Around 2550 BC, Pharaoh Khufu decides he wants the biggest, most perfect tomb ever built, and he gets it. 146 meters tall, 2.3 million stone blocks, each one weighing 2.5 tons on average. Now here's where it gets interesting. We found graffiti inside the pyramid, names of work crews, and they're hilarious. One team called themselves the Drunkards of Khufu, another Friends of Khufu. This wasn't slave labor. These were organized crews, farmers who worked during flood season when they couldn't farm. They got paid in beer and bread. They had medical care. They were proud of this work. Inside, the pyramid has 3 main chambers, an unfinished underground one, the so-called Queen's Chamber, and the King's Chamber, with 5 massive stress relief chambers stacked above it to keep millions of tons of rock from crushing the ceiling. But here's the weird part. When people finally broke in centuries later, the sarcophagus was empty. No mummy, no treasure, nothing. Tomb robbers got there first, probably within a few hundred years of Khufu's death. So for most of human history, the Great Pyramid has just been an empty stone mountain. Fast forward to 2015, a team of international scientists launches the ScanPyramids project. Their goal? Use cutting-edge, non-invasive technology to see inside the pyramid without drilling holes or blowing stuff up like they did in the 1800s. They use something called Muon tomography. Basically, cosmic rays from space constantly bombard Earth. When they pass through solid rock, they slow down. When they pass through empty space, they don't. So you can see hidden voids by measuring how many particles make it through. And in 2017, they found it. A massive void, at least 30 meters long, roughly the same cross-section as the Grand Gallery, sitting right above it, completely sealed, no known entrance, no explanation. They called it the Big Void, and the internet lost its mind. Conspiracy theorists said it was a hidden library, a secret burial chamber, an ancient power generator. Some even claimed the Egyptian government was hiding the truth because what's inside would rewrite history. The boring explanation? It's probably just another stress relief chamber, a massive empty space designed to keep the Grand Gallery from collapsing. But here's the thing, nobody knows because nobody's been inside.
Then, in 2023, they made another discovery, a smaller corridor, about 9 meters long, hidden behind the pyramid's original entrance underneath those triangular chevron stones you see on the north face. This time, they actually got a camera inside. They drilled a tiny hole, slid in an endoscope, and for the first time in 4,500 years, human eyes saw what was behind those blocks. And it was empty. Rough stone walls, a corbelled ceiling, no hieroglyphs, no treasure. Just a dark, silent corridor that's been sitting there since the age of mammoths. Again, the most likely explanation, it's a structural feature, a way to redirect weight away from the entrance passage. But the fact that it's there, unknown, unmapped for millennia, tells you something important. We still don't fully understand this building, and if we missed a 9-meter corridor for 4,500 years, what else are we missing?
So why haven't they just drilled into the Big Void? If it's such a big deal, why not crack it open and settle the debate? 3 reasons. 1. Drilling could destabilize the structure. The Grand Gallery is directly below this void. One wrong move, and you could cause a collapse that damages one of the most important monuments in human history. 2. Politics. The Great Pyramid isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a national symbol for Egypt. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Opening it requires international approval, government sign-off, and a PR strategy. One mistake, and you've got a global scandal. 3. They're waiting for better technology. Why risk damaging it now when in 5 years we might have robots small enough to snake through existing gaps or scanners precise enough to tell us exactly what's inside before we even drill? So for now, the Big Void remains sealed, a mystery hanging 100 feet above the heads of tourists who walk through the Grand Gallery every single day. They have no idea what's right above them.
The pyramids have outlasted empires. They've watched languages die and religions rise. And after 4,500 years, they're still keeping secrets. We've landed robots on Mars. We've sequenced the human genome. But we still can't figure out everything about 3 piles of rocks in the desert. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the real power of the pyramids isn't what's inside them. It's that they remind us, no matter how advanced we think we are, there are still places we haven't been, still questions we can't answer. And somewhere in the dark, 30 meters of empty space waits, sealed, silent, untouched for now. Because one day, someone will open it. And when they do, we'll finally know if it's just another empty chamber or if the ancient Egyptians left us one final secret, one they knew we'd eventually find, but only when we were ready.